We might think Deleuze and Guattari as an odd match for feminist theory. They use very strange words like desiring machines and body without organs. They mostly talk about male thinkers. But over time, feminists like Elizabeth Gross, Broidotti, and Colebrook have used their ideas to change how feminism thinks about identity, power, and the future. These feminists do not just copy Deleuze, they use his work to push feminism in a new direction, away from fixed identity and toward constant change. Feminist history often is told as waves. The first wave fought for legal rights like voting. The second wave said women should not just try to be like men, instead, women have their own special value. The third wave argued that woman is not one single thing, it changes across culture and time. Colebrook says this story feels like daughters arguing with their fathers, always fixing past mistakes. Deleuze offers a different image, geology instead of genealogy. Instead of tracing a family tree of ideas, we should think about creating new ground like a volcano making new land. So, a Deleuze style feminism stops asking, what does woman mean? Instead, it asks, what can a woman's body do? How does it work in the world? Deleuze says Western philosophy has always used man as the standard human. Man is white, adult, European, and male. Everyone else, women, children, minorities, is just a leftover or an other. To break this down, Deleuze and Guattari split reality into two levels. The first is the molar level. This is the world of big, solid categories male or female, boss or worker, citizen or foreigner. Molar politics means organizing women as a single group to fight for laws and rights. The second level is the molecular level. This is tiny flows of feeling, desire, speed, and energy that move underneath the big categories. Deleuze says molar politics is necessary. Women need rights and protection. But if feminism stops there, it builds a new prison. It simply makes a mirror image of man. Real freedom needs molecular politics, small, constant changes that break open the very idea of fixed identity. The most famous and debated idea is becoming woman. Deleuze says all change starts by passing through becoming woman. Why? Because man stands for rigid stability. You cannot become man because man is the dead end. To enter the flow of change, thought must move toward man's opposite, woman. But this does not mean a man trying to act like a biological woman. It also does not mean a woman acting out old stereotypes. In becoming woman, the word woman is not a noun. It is a verb or an adjective, a quality of movement and speed. It is a line of flight away from male power. Deleuze uses the image of the girl to explain this, not a real little girl growing into a mother. Instead, the girl stands for wild, untamed potential, a mix of movements and expressions that escape all social boxes. Many feminists still worry about this idea. Their fears come in two forms. First, the erasure of real women. Thinkers like Irigaray say it is dangerous for male philosophers to turn woman into a vague poetic metaphor at the exact time when real women are finally winning political rights. If woman just becomes a tool for men to escape their own masculinity, what happens to real women's bodies, their unpaid work, and their history of pain? Second, the loss of political grounding. If feminism throws away the idea of a stable woman identity, then who does the movement speak for? How can you fight patriarchy if there is no clear group called women? Deleuze feminists answer this by saying We do not have to choose. Molar identity and molecular becoming work together. We need molar politics to pass laws and protect bodies, but we need molecular politics to keep those identities from becoming new cages. Feminism must be both solid and fluid. To see these ideas in action, we have to look at French feminist writing. These thinkers, like Zixu and Irigaray, argue for a style of writing that comes from the female body. Deleuze and Guattari love the writer Virginia Woolf. They say Woolf does not just describe a woman, she writes woman. Her sentences flow like water or breath. Fixed identity melts into a moving stream of words, feelings, and shared moments. Zixu writes about a bursting language that flows like milk, breaking down hard, logical structures with laughter and bodily energy. This fits Deleuze's idea of transcendental immanence. There is no hidden true self behind your actions. You are entirely made of your relationships, your movements, and your physical experiences in the real world. In the end, Deleuze style feminism changes the goal of liberation. It stops dreaming of a perfect end where history is finished and everything is balanced. Instead, as Gross argues, it opens a politics of the future, a future with no script. Our bodies and desires are free to try out unknown possibilities. Feminism, seen through Deleuze, is not a fixed destination. It is an ongoing group project. It is a constant challenge to look at the world, look at our bodies, and bravely ask, we still do not know what a woman can do. So, what can we become next?